Today I'm going to go over gun bunch and all of the substitutions that you need to make, as well as certain adjustments that you need to go ahead and make as well. In gun bunch, I would strongly recommend that your two outside receivers are your fastest guys. So some of you may be using a team where they're already the fastest two. You're good. Okay, you want to make sure you have a decent slot receiver. Okay, decent route running, decent catching. You want to have all the little catch abilities if possible. That helps. Okay, I will also show you guys that don't have good tight ends how to get a receiver in the tight end spot, you know, to make up for the slack. But you will be limited as far as just for plays, as far as audibles go, if you choose to do so. But I'm going to give you the audibles that you're going to need. You're going to be straight. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put our two fastest receivers on the outside. That is very important because that's going to help you with your cover 3, cover 4, one play touchdowns whenever you need to go to them. If you play with the Raiders, I highly recommend Hunter Renfrow. He may not be the fastest, but out of all the check marks that he needs, he's got every catching ability, whereas Zay Jones doesn't. You know, you need someone that can possession catch if needed. You need awareness. That helps. Okay, and your halfback, I usually go speed. Sometimes you need a running back that can go catch passes or screen passes and stuff, and you need him to go up. But that's pretty much all I really do from the gun bunch, is make sure your two outside receivers are the fastest. Okay, if you're doing your offensive line, you need to make sure that they are as close to 85 awareness as possible and as close to 90 strength as possible. That is the key components to successful pass blocking. So the plays that we're going to go over is spacing switch, halfback base, Z spot and go, dig return, mesh spot, bunch trail, Y curl, halfback slip screen, and verticals. Okay, so we'll start with spacing switch. This is a nice, solid, short passing scheme. And we'll just go random play. It doesn't really matter what we're going up against. All right. So usually on spacing switch, you know, anytime I run short passing concepts, I kind of make sure something either goes over it or delays over it or something. I need to have levels that stretch the defense. I don't want to have everything consolidated in one area. Now stock, this is pretty good for, you know, the red zone, but if you're just trying to eat clock in the passing game, this is pretty, you know, devastating as well. So there's a couple of different methods for using this play, and I'm going to go over every one of them as possible. Usually you want your best route runner in the bunch. Okay, Gafford's not a very good bunch route runner. Okay, so we'll just flip the play for this. Now, usually what I'm doing is I want something that's going to go over the top. So usually I'm thinking a middle passing concept. So what we're going to do with Williams is we're going to give him an in route. And we're going to go smart route it over the top. So it kind of looks like that. So he gets over all of those underneath routes that are going to pull the hook zones. And he's going to get right up under where all the blue zones are. Okay? So he's always going to be a viable option to, you know, pass to in case you ain't got nothing open underneath. The next thing is you want to create a switch concept that's not necessarily a deep pass. You want the defender to choose on either side of the field. Usually that circle route is going to be money against any zone. Okay, and now if it's man match, Washington will pull the man match out. Gafford's going to be open easy money. I'll just go ahead and show you against any coverage. I should have threw it to triangle. Don't worry, like I said, I threw the wrong button. Alright, Matthew, get on the ground. Practice mode, I tell you. I threw it to the wrong guy, my bad. Alright, let's try it again. Like I said, we're playing against him in any coverage, so just smart route him. And then motion him over. Now you got to make the read if they go after Gafford. Washington is open. If you want Washington to be a deep passing concept, you could always just put him on a wheel route from the backfield and then have him run a wheel route over the top. Okay, so now you got a middle, deep, and 3 shorts. Okay, so he kicks on. There we go. That's the route that I'm talking about. Okay, that's how to get him wide open, easy pass every time against any coverage. Show you again. Like, that's why I got on random play. Make sure he's in a wheel route. Always have your back check down route on the other side with the smart route, just like that. And like I said, just watch circle, watch what happens. I should have do it the triangle, but you know, or I should have looked to the left. You know, it's really a quick read. You know, it's random defense. I'm not even reading the defense. My bad. All right, so let's do it again. There's going to be other things that you're going to be able to do, so we'll just do short route concepts. See, look, bam. Bite for the outside. You have the quick route underneath. Alright, so that's just one way that you can go with it. The other way that you can go with it is you can make him your medium route with a slant. And you still want to have that switch concept and have your wheel route come behind them, okay? So it should look like that. And then the wheel route out the backfield, okay? Not a lot of people are going to catch in onto it, you know, and it's going to definitely open up a new element to your passing attack, okay? So we're not going to touch anything on the bunch side. You just want to attack the single corner over here. Put the wheel route over there. Watch and read, wide open. Okay? That's why I like to have the speed running back in the backfield. And one more time. This is against cover 3, so we'll flip the play. Take the halfback, put him in the wheel route. Take Gafford, put him in a slant. Motion him out. Okay, shouldn't have to touch anything on the bunch side. And then just make your read. Over the top. Okay? Quick read, quick pass, easy yards. Alright. Now what else can we do out of here? There's usually all kinds of things that I usually like to do. Like if I want to get the Gafford Washington route concept open, usually Williams, his route doesn't necessarily bother anybody unless it's just pulling things outside. We don't want to pull anything outside when we're in the gun bunch. Okay. What we want to do is we want to pull routes off of our switch concept underneath. So we can pull a vertical or we can run a deep in route. Okay, like, just bear with me, like that. Okay, so that'll get Gafford open. If they suck down to Gafford, Washington is open. So you could probably still run the wheel route with Washington and look like that. Okay, and then the wheel route, easy check down, easy 5 yards. Okay, don't mind that he drops the ball. It's practice mode, shit happens. Alright, trying to see if there's any more. The next one that I want to go over is congestion routes. Okay, it's usually when you have your deep route cross through a bunch of short routes, you know, and if they're usering, they're not exactly going to anticipate who the deep route is. So usually if I come out in here, used to be a There we go. Do it this way. See, when you send the halfback in a vertical and flip the play, you get a route that looks like that. Okay? And it's very unique. It's the only way that you can get them to run that route as opposed to just running a traditional wheel route or whatever. Okay? So it looks like that. And it's going to be delayed just enough if they're using the safety. You know, they're not going to see that route open up fast enough to know exactly what's going on. Okay, so these are the congested routes that I use. I think the only thing that you really need to do is you want to make sure you have something medium route to check to. Okay, because you're not using the switch concept with the spot route anymore. So you need him to come across the middle, and you can smart route it so it cuts under the spacing concept you have underneath. So when we run it, they're not going to be able to key in on it, and it clears your spacing concepts up. Okay, if they come down to the spacing concepts, then you have the over the top read. Okay, so let's do this again. This could be a zone blitz. All right, so the only thing, like I said, to get that route, just put your halfback in a vertical. You do the vertical, it looks like that. When you flip the play, he gets a new look vertical. See how that one looks? And then you can just flip it back. So now you have the vertical going right up the seam from the opposite side. Okay. And like I said, you could probably run a slant underneath like that. You just want to make sure none of your routes are going to connect with each other at any point, because it's the last thing. Once your routes connect, usually once their route tree breaks down, they're going to run the same reroute, and that's the last thing you need. Is, you know, you're trying to make reads or get someone open with a playmaker, and you got two guys in the same spot, and they're going, both of them are going for the ball. They're going to basically play defense on each other. So make sure none of your routes are rerouted to the same area of the field. So you got to make sure that they're separated. All right, so just run it again just to show you the different way, and the halfback out the backfield. Okay, I think that pretty much goes over everything in spacing switch. We're going to go into the next play. The next one that I would like to go over is HB base. This is going to be pretty quick. This is just going to be your run in case you need it. It's not going to be nothing fancy or major. It's just going to give you options to work with. Usually when I'm running the HB base, this is usually going to be very effective against man coverage. The reason why is because your guard's going to pull and he's going to lead block. Now if it's man coverage, people are already blocking whoever's in front of them. So your lead blocker, he's usually going to be able to pick up somebody that's not being matched up with. Okay, so usually it's going to be more effective against man coverage as opposed to zone, which I should have picked a man coverage so that y'all see. Let me pick man coverage so y'all can see what's going on. Like a lot of people play like cover one for run fits. Okay, so for the sake of this, that's what we'll do. Anytime you have a guard pulling, power O, trap, anything like that, that is considered a power run. Power runs work against the man coverage, and that's what we're going to use. Now, the biggest thing for these type of runs to get effective is you need to clear running lanes, because you're going to have your guard kick out to the right side. You don't want to run these to the strong side of the formation too much. Okay, so usually what I'm doing, and there's going to be other plays that I'm going to show you that is going to set this run up. Now usually when I come out in this formation and I want to run, I'll take my tight end and free that spot up. I'll move him out, and what he's going to do, he's usually going to block that backside. Now I know a lot of y'all have probably tried to run inside zones and you ever got tackled from behind from the defensive end. This is going to prevent that. Okay, so this is going to save you on the backside, and it's going to help you pull towards the other side of the field. Okay, the main thing is you want to ID one of these guys. Okay, we're going to ID the guy on the edge, and then just like that, that's how you run all man coverage. Show you again. All you're going to do is motion him, he protects your backside, and ID the guy on the edge. Okay, just like that. Guard's going to get free. You're going to be able to get some good running yards. So like I said, you need a fast running back that can kind of be versatile and block for you. So I'm going to show you one more time. Against man coverage, ID the guy on the edge. Nothing major, nothing fancy. Wait for the turbo. You'll get 3 or 4 yards. Sometimes you'll break for more. Okay, real quick, real easy. That's all you need to do. Nothing else. Go over to the next play. Sometimes you can use PA post. I don't use it too much because certain route concepts I don't like, you know, for it being a bunch other than the slot route. Everything else I would probably reroute or whatever and change the play up a little bit, but I don't use it as much, and I wouldn't like highly recommend, you know, scheming around it, but it does have its moments to throw in there if you're using the halfback draw as a run, because it's going to give you the draw animation. Now I would recommend canceling the play action anyways, because only time you need play action animations is on short yardage situations. Alright, so now we're going to go over Z spot, and we'll do random plays so I can show you it's different. Usually you want someone that is a very good possession catch receiver running this route. So Gafford, not so good. We'll flip the play. Alright, so usually against the Z spot, it's basically like space switching. Okay, the Z spot is a little glitchy because that outside receiver is hesitant. Like, he doesn't run his route until after the zones are pulled back and out by Renfro and Waller. Okay, so that's going to be usually your primary receiver route. Now sometimes it glitches if you throw it too fast before the receiver's ready, but usually you can catch him while he's running in stride, and you can gain a lot of yards up the middle with it. Usually what I'm going to do is, this is going to work real good with your cover 3 beater. Okay, usually what I'm going to do is I'm going to motion this guy in. Okay, and I'm going to run a smart routed in route over the top. Okay, so now I have a crossing option, and like I said, square is going to be your primary. You're also going to watch your flat route. If your flat route is open, take your flat route. If they kick out to the flat route, you're going to take Williams. That's usually your 1-2 read. Okay, now I'm going to show you everything you can do out of this formation as well. Alright, so let's just run the play. Flat route open. Look at there. I told you, sometimes he glitches and doesn't pay attention to the ball. So you got to make sure you time it just right. That's why you come to practice mode. Alright, same thing. Just motion him in, give him an in route, smart route the in route. Just like that. Optional to block the halfback, or if you want, you can run a halfback option route like that. Now if they're blitzing, block them. Okay, if they're not blitzing, don't worry about it. Alright, so let's do it again. Wait for the delay. Something, like I said, sometimes he glitches out and doesn't want to pay attention to the ball. But in a game, that really doesn't happen. Let's try running it from this side. I normally don't.
694. Express.
Maybe it's because I was running it to the left side. Huh. That's odd. Usually works. I mean, let me double check. I don't know why it's not working all of a sudden.
Express.
Bear with me.
Blue 80.
There we go. That's all you want to do. Just touch pass it, kind of, or pass lead it forward. Don't pass underneath or to the left or to the right. Make sure you're pass leading him forward. That's the gimmick. Pass lead forward. And like sometimes you just gotta really get used to the timing, because sometimes he'll dud route it. So just be careful. Time it real good, and you'll get it. It'll be open. Like I said, practice mode. I don't know why it's dumbing down. I usually have more success with it than this. There we go. Pretty much like that. But like I said, it delays just enough for you to get over the coverage or under the coverage after the route's pulled. The next thing that you're going to do is we're going to attack cover 3 in this formation. Cover 3 man, a variety of coverage. So what you're going to do is you're going to send your tight end on a streak, and then you're going to take, there's a lot of options you can do. You can either take your spot receiver and run him on a slant and run Gafford on a drag like that. You could take Williams, run a flat route or an out route like that.
Easy. Kill.
And then a delay in route like that. And then I would strongly recommend on deep passing concepts, always block your running back. That way you have more time to throw them, okay? So boom, boom, boom. And usually you get man coverage. You want a good receiver. The Raiders, he's not necessarily going to dominate in practice mode, but you kind of get the idea. Usually you might want to put your number 1 over there, but that's pretty much what you want to do. X and R1 is pretty much going to be your primary routes. You could motion him out if you want to pull that corner route out a little bit to open Renfro's route. And then X will be your cover 2 beater. R1 will be your cover 3 beater. And that out route will be your cover 4 beater. Okay? So just kind of show you, just like that. Put the out route over there. And you can do whatever you want on the left side of the field if you choose that you want to use those routes as options. Might go like a comeback route with an option route, something like that. Okay, so see the under route wide open on the sidelines. I took forever to throw it, but y'all see, y'all get the idea. Trying to see what else I like to do out of this play. The other one that I like to do is I take this crossing route and I kind of expand upon it. So we'll take Gafford, give him an out route, and take him out. Okay? And then you'll take this crossing route over there like this. Now this is usually going to be your cover 3 beater. Okay? It should look like that. It's going to be delayed, and it's just going to get in that soft spot, usually right there, depending on who your receiver is. Like if I put my best route runner there, it's probably going to get more separation. So let me put Williams there just so that y'all can kind of see. It also helps to know who your best receivers are at which situation. So we'll go back into it again. And just go random play it. Doesn't matter. Alright, so that's cover 3. Like I said, take Williams there. Run that out route underneath with the drag. Like so. Or you can run
618.
Run double out route like that. You want to pull zones. Now if you have a better O-line, or if you're not worried about, let me see.
180. 180. We're good. Blue 80.
Just bear with me.
Hey, Raider 2.
Just give him the out route.
Express.
Block the tight end.
93.
And take the running back. Run that route.
That's it.
You want to dumb the routes down just so that you can find that little separation right there in the middle. Now, usually if people are playing a lot of base defense, you'll get a better look. So we'll do this. Pull that route over there like that. And then just lowball it if he's over there. But Carr, he's just not on it today, I guess. But y'all kind of get the idea. It's the main thing. There's optional ways of doing this. Let's see. Oh, let's just keep Gafford in that route, see what happens. Okay, he pulls the zone down. You get a little bit of separation. It's going to be a tight window thrower. But if you have a decent quarterback and you got a good receiver with decent speed, you can usually get that. So let's try that again. Just leave him in that route right there. Block the tight end. Look over the top. Boom. Okay. So that's how you'll probably want to run that. You could probably run variations of it. Let's try it one more time. The variation will leave a hook curl underneath to pull his zone down. And boom. Okay. So it's pretty much going to be all you can do out of Z-Spot. We'll go on to the next play. The next one that I really want to go over is the Z-Spot and the Z-Spot and Go kind of go hand in hand. You can kind of do the same things out of it. The only difference really is going to be with the Z-Spot and Go, it's going to give you something a little unique that you can add. With the Z-Spot and Go, you can take this halfback route and get it a little bit more open. Okay, all you got to do is just motion him to the other side. Okay, he's going to have a little bit more space to get to the sideline instead of catching it on the sideline. Okay, so like you run it like this, he gets out of the backfield, he's got space for you to pass lead it. Okay, as opposed to you taking it and then him running automatically over there, and then that shit right there happens. Okay, so all you're gonna do, like I said, is he's gonna be motioned over with that route, and instead of going directly to the outside, he's going to cut through the lineman. Okay, so just like that, he's gonna cut through the lineman out the backfield like that. Okay, so that's one of the interesting routes that I needed to show you guys. As far as the Z-Spotting go, there's ways that you can get it open. I would highly recommend motion hiking it as opposed to just letting him run it stock from a standstill position. Usually what you want to do is you want to try to clear out as much as possible. So we're not really going to run anything to the inside of the field. Okay, you want to run out routes. You don't want anything close to the inside of the field at all. Trying to see. Just bear with me here for a sec. So, main thing, we'll take that route there like that. And drag the tight end like that. That way we have our underneath, and Gafford should sneak over the top like that. But you can't be running away from the pocket when you make the throw. So let's try it again. We can either block the tight end or run the drag route. We'll just run a block since it's an obvious blitz situation. Run an out route with a halfback. Run an out route with Jones and smart route it so that he pulls any deep shells on that side. Now this is a cover 3. So Gafford's not necessarily going to be open. So you're either going to look at Williams or Jacobs. Okay, so just look at Williams and Jacobs, and that's pretty much all you're going to do against the Z-Spot, against cover 3. Like I said, Z-Spot, the go route will beat a lot of man coverage as long as there's no single high safety, and it will be cover 2. Okay, so do it again. Make sure you got the out route to pull any zones over there out. It's the main focus you want to do. Pull zones outside. We could probably do like a wheel route or a swing route. If he's blitzing, we hit the swing, and then we can use the drag route to pull any underneath zones like vertical hooks. Okay, so the drag route, boom, the spacing, get yourself in space. Okay, so it's just like that, and this should be all I really need to go over on that play. Just bear with me, I'm trying to get through it as fast as possible, and then I'll get to the next formation. Okay, the next one that we're going to go over is dig return. Just do this against random plays. Alright, the dig return, what I like to do is I prefer this little Gafford route. Okay, what it does is when you motion it over, he like freezes up like the Z spot. He freezes up before he runs it, so you can quick pass it. Usually he's wide open before any defender kind of recognizes him and picks him up. So I'm just going to show you this route when you motion it over, and then just motion hike, he freezes, and then you can just quick pass, he'll spin around and get it. Okay, easy 5-yard dink and dunk against any zone coverage. Okay, if they're not using the underneath routes and you want them to respect something, that's all you got to do. This is against, I believe, man coverage. He's going to freeze up, watch the man defender. He's going to freeze up, and he's going to run that little curl, and he's going to get separation every time. That's all you got to do. Nothing to critique. You don't want to run any routes at him. I used to run this by taking Waller and a drag over there, but it got too congested. So you don't want to run any routes at him. You want him to be separated every time when you motion hike it. He's going to freeze the defense when you motion hike. Boom, look, he freezes, comes around, always gets the catch every time. Okay? It's nothing hard, but do not spam this, guys, okay? You don't want them catching in on what you're doing. You're going to use this with the other plays that I give you. Just like this, he's going to freeze, defense not going to pick him up. You can just a little quick pass to him, and sometimes he'll pick it up. Sometimes that bullshit happens, but whatever. One more time. Just freeze. He's going to freeze. Quick pass on the freeze. And sometimes he'll catch it. Sometimes that shit right there happens, but usually you want him to break free from his route. So I'll try to do it again. So if I just quick pass it from the point blank, you can get like a little rat catch. Okay, so it's real easy, nothing too complex. Anytime they're playing like man coverage and they're shading outside, usually I'll go to the route by Jones. But you're gonna need, if you're gonna go for that route, remember what I said about deep passing. You need an extra blocker. Okay, so to get that route open, we need the defenders to respect everything that we can do underneath. So instead of just running the glitch route, we're going to give him the drag because he's going to be our check down. And you want to kind of pull the user. You want to suck the user down for a drag. Okay, and that's going to give you enough space usually to pass lead outside for your dig route. Okay, with that double move. Pass lead outside, not inside. Because what it's going to do is going to attack the quarter shell. It's not going to cross across the field. Okay, so same thing, just max protect. Then just run a drag route because you don't need the glitch animation right there. You need a quick pass if it's available. And like I said, just like this. And then just pass lead it outside when he crosses. And give him, time to go for a possession catch because you don't want to throw it at the safeties. So I try it one more time. Just max protect like that, and then run your motion in a drag and motion hike him. Okay. Watch, square. As soon as he breaks open, you got to get on your user, okay? Because he's going to get his separation. I don't have my best guy over there. If I switch my best guy over there, I'll probably get a better animation. Let me put my best guy over there so y'all can kind of see what's going on. said, anytime you go for these, max protect, because you're going for a deep shot. It's a shot play. Alright, so always have your check down route. In this case, we're going to be using the drag route. Motion over and hike it. And then just watch, pass lead outside. I didn't necessarily need to throw that route, but you also want to make the reads. I'm just trying to do too much. Just bear with me. Alright, so same thing, just max protect. Now you can run a drag or a slant. If it's cover 3, run a slant. If it's cover 4, run a drag. Okay. Any too high safeties, I run a drag. And then just get the separation. I wish he still had target passing because I wanted to throw it to the corner. Try it again. Run the drag because we got too high safeties. Just like that, boom. Okay, get in an open spot. You don't necessarily have to be a deep pass. As long as it's 20 yards, that's all you need. Just max protect. Just like this. Make your read. Low ball pass. Get on the ground. Okay, so it's nothing too fancy. What you could also do is you can get your tight end involved. So if they start respecting that route, we can do a levels concept with the tight end motion. And then you want to motion hike him with this. That way he has a fast get off the ball, okay? So when you do it like this, motion him over and hike it after he crosses like that. And he gets behind just enough. If he's coming under too fast, if you have a fast tight end, just run it in route. And you could smart route the in route with it. And then just run the drag underneath with Keelan Doss. And then motion hike like this. You got your over under concept and your mesh concept going on. Okay, so that's everything that you can do out of that play. Okay, let's go to the next play. Alright, we got flanker drive. I don't really use it because you can do everything in flanker drive that you can do in bunch trail. The only exception is if it's like 3rd and 2. The only thing special about it is the deep in route from the slot. That's the only thing that's good about it. So like on 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 or something like that, and you need that dig route, you can use flanker drive. But other than that, if you're constantly getting first downs, just stick with bunch trail. So we'll skip flanker drive and we will go to mesh spot. Alright, so with mesh spot, there is a variety of ways to attack coverages. Usually that route by DOS, I kind of want to exempt it. Alright, what you want to do is you want to create a new type of spacing. So what we're going to do with DOS is we're going to give him a hitch route. So what he's going to do, he's going to pull zones under, and then what we're going to do is we're going to motion him outside. So what this is going to do is going to create a spacings level concept on the bunch side where he's going to pull zones inside, and your wheel route should escape to the outside where you can pass lead it to the sidelines. Okay, usually good against any coverage, and like I said, anytime you want to attack the field deep, you need to make sure you're blocking an extra guy. Okay, so we can't just block 5 guys and expect, you know, our read progression to go up. So anytime you're making read progressions, you always need to make sure you're blocking another guy. So we'll block the halfback in this case, and we'll keep the drag by Williams. Alright, so we'll run the play. You just watch, 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 watch. Everything opens up, make your reads. Okay? Like I said, it's against random coverages. Sometimes the wheel route's open, sometimes it's not. So the same thing. Just block your halfback because of the concept we're running. You got a hitch route. And then you got this little deep dig route. Okay? Just watch, 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 watch. Might be able to thread it depending on how good your tight end is. Might not be able to. Just if you can't, then always check with the drag route that comes across the field. So let's do it again. Make sure you block the running back and you're making all your reads on the right side of the field. R1, circle over R1. Now if your receivers collide like that, you might want to put a little spacing in between. Now to do that, you're going to want a smart route. Gafford, he's going to run it a lot deeper. See that? Okay, so when you motion him out, now you got a better concept of moving defenders out of their zones. Okay, so now we do it like this, and now we got space for our tight end open on the sideline. And like I said, computer is going to do what the computer is going to do. So just smart route, and then run the hitch route. That's going to pull your zones under, and then motion him out. He's going to pull zones under, circle, he's going to get space. He's going to be open. Now, don't do this against teams with superstars, because you're going to need a little bit more time than the game's going to allow to have. Okay, so 694. Let's just try it again. Alright, so we're going to obviously slide protect because we're going to need to roll out a little bit. X was wide open. I just didn't throw it fast enough, but y'all kind of get the idea. Okay, that's pretty much. Let me double check. Also, the other things that you can do out of this formation is remember what we did with our halfback in that other formation where we got the halfback to cut through the line. When you motion him to the left, you allow that same animation to incur. Okay, so you can do anything you want underneath. Like if you want this to kind of be your cover 6 beater, you could if you got a good halfback. The only thing you want to do is you want to take Doss. He's running his route too deep. You just want to take him and run a drag. Just like that. So just watch the halfback, and then he escapes. Now, I'll probably block the tight end. I wish practice mode they would just take a knee. Like, Carr is at the very best at holding the ball. So we'll just block the tight end. And run that, and then just smart route him, just like that. Okay, so we'll just go attack triangle. You just got to pass lead it outside. Okay, see how much better that route runs as opposed to him running right into a zoned corner. Okay, just one more time for the sake. Motion him in. You still get the glitchy wheel route animation. And then you just run the drag route. Block the tight end. Just like that. Just wait. And then you get your over the top animation. Okay? That's all I think y'all need to see from this. There's nothing too much else you really can do. Maybe, let me double check. Well, as far as what you may want to do, you could get this little glitchy route right here by Doss to the sidelines. Maybe you want to make a little quick pass. Just double check. Yeah, look at there, he confuses the zone. Let's try that again. It's actually a pretty good one if I don't mind saying. And then just take square, run him in a slant. He should just Okay. He pulled 2 zones. So let's do that again, and this time when he pulls those zones, that should open the halfback up. See, I pulled 2 zones, halfback, small sliver of space. Okay. Like I said, don't mind if he doesn't catch it. You know, I normally use Richard or somebody, but I think that's all you're going to be able to do out of that formation. And I think we got. I still got to go over bunch trail, so just bear with me. You got the bench pivot. We're not really going to use verticals. Not really going to use it. You got Y curl, slip screen, and bunch trail. We'll go over the bunch trail. This is going to have your 1-play touchdowns. Alright, so we need to reposition the ball. Usually you want to go to if you want to run your 1-play to the right side, you need to be on the right hash. If you want to run the 1-play to the left side, you need to be on the left hash. This is why it is very important that both of your speed receivers are on the outsides of the formation. Okay, I would strongly recommend going for these 1-play shots anywhere between the 30 to 40 yard line. Okay, these are usually where you want to take your 1-play shots. Okay, you don't want to be too close. You might be able to do 45-ish, but this is your 1-play shot range. Okay, that way you're not caught spamming. You'll know when to use them. Okay, always remember that 30 to 45. That's going to be your 1-play shot range. Alright, so we'll get into it. For the sake of the video, I'm going to use cover 3 and cover 4. And we'll flip the play. Uh-oh.
Down! 180!
Okay. And just bear with me and drop my mic. Alright, so against cover 3 is an easy setup. You ain't got to really do anything for real. The main thing that I would strongly suggest is taking your square route and re-dragging him. If you don't, then he's going to run like a stop route, and you need him to be running at full speed in case they're not looking at him. So he's going to run a longer route. And the only thing you got to do, like I said, you've probably seen this in other videos, is just motion him inside. You don't necessarily have to smart route him. Okay, it just, if you smart route it, it goes a little bit under if it's at 10 yards. And it's just like this. You're going to roll out to the left, so you're going to want to slide protect to the left and ID the guy on the left. You don't necessarily need to double team him. Just make sure he's ID'd. If he's effective at pass rushing, then yeah, you need to double team him. Okay, and then just wait on it, wait on it, wait on it, boom. And that's going to beat cover 3. We'll show you from both sides as well, so I can show you you can do it with a 92 speed receiver. Alright, so just make sure this square route, you need to re-drag him. And then motion him in, and you can smart route him to make it a 10-yard route before he hits the post. And then just ID the guy on the left and slide protect left, okay? Might need to roll out a little bit, roll out Alright, the game's not going to let you do it too much. You know, it's in practice mode. They start keying in on you. Okay, so one more time. Make sure you got double team, got the redrag, you got the post. Okay, this time I did it with a max protect. Max protect might help it a little bit, not much. Alright, so max protect, you get a little bit more. So if you really want to take that shot and you know it's cover 3, just max protect. So you could do it with an extra blocker. Just redrag him, just like that. Pretty much just like that, okay? Against cover 4, you're not going to need to motion him in. So I'll show you. Chiefs don't exactly have a cover 4 drop defense, but they have one. They should have one here. Alright, so against cover 4, usually if the shot play isn't open, you're going to want to check down. So we have the square route to pull any underneath hook zones down with the drag, and with that drag pulling the hook zones under, the trail route gets open. So that's our check, and then we also have Doss over there on the sideline in case he's user in the deep post. So go over it, kind of just wait on it. You gotta wait a little bit longer for this to get open, but it will get open. He will get past the defense. And like I said, it's not something you want to spam because deep throw accuracy does play a big part in it. So same thing. You see how long you got to wait on it before it gets open against like a nickel cover 4. So it's not primarily going to be your cover 4 beater. I'll show you another formation that will be, but it can beat it. That's the main thing. It can, because he's not out wide enough. You see where he's at? That's the only thing about gun bunch, is when you're on the hash, he's not out wide enough. He needs to be on the outside of the numbers. But like I said, he can beat it. You just gotta really, see there? It's gonna be a very tight throw, but it can beat it. And like I said, any ways you're gonna use this really to attack it underneath, that shot is just gonna pull all the deep zones back, and really your target is gonna be X. Just wait for X to get open. He'll be open all day against cover 4. Okay. So I just thought I should show y'all that. The other things that you can do is pretty much the same things that we were doing out of the Z spot. You can run it like that. Like that. There's just so much. The corner route's just a little bit different than it would be on the Z spot. I think is deeper if I'm not mistaken. But it's pretty much, you can kind of mix this in with your Z spot, and you can definitely take off and go places. Let me go over everything. The other thing, like if I want to worry about attacking cover 2, or if they start pressing and I know they're in soft squats, and what I really want to do is attack their coverages, sometimes I'll motion the tight end to the opposite side and it'll turn that into a zig route. So I'll be able to throw it over, under concepts on either side of the field. You got your mesh concepts. Okay, so that's just another little variation of what I like to do and using my motions. Makes the square route a viable passing option. It opens the deep route. just bear with me. Like I said, you're going to throw interceptions here and there. It happens. It's EA. It's the game. But like I said, just make your read, smart read. You can wait on routes to open. You'll have all day. Look at this slant route. It gets open in space. So it's pretty straightforward. But the main thing is running it stock is where you're going to do most of the damage. I'm trying to see, because you can take this route. This is where it gets interesting. You can take this route. You can run an underpost and an overpost. And then you can run, like if you know he's not blitzing, you can take the halfback and run it like that. Okay. Like I said, he squeezes out the backfield. You pulled all those zones back. You got room to break a few tackles, get an easy run, get your halfback involved in the game. Okay. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else. Also, another one that I like to do is when you want to make sure you're running this to the wide side of the field. If you have your fast receiver, just take your post route and then make him a slant. And you're going to want to go roll out to the right side. Okay. And you want to pass it to that slot streak usually. Now because he's in cover 4, don't do that. You're probably going to want to attack underneath. Like I said, against cover 4, X route is open all day. This is just like one of the passing concepts I use. See, X will be open. You can just pass lead, roll out. You got all kinds of stuff open. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this specific play because I do use it a lot, and pretty much don't need to do anything else. You can use some of the things that I've used in the other plays to kind of expand upon it. With that being said, we just have Y curl and slip screen left. Slip screen is pretty straightforward. What you're going to do is you're going to enhance the blocking, and I'm going to show you a little technique to do that. Okay. So the slip screen is going to be run to the left. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure your bigger receiver is coming through for you. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take your outside receiver and you're going to motion hike before he gets to the guard. If you do it after he gets to the guard, he's going to run a route. Okay, you don't want him to run a route, because then he tries to run a route, he's going to fucking discombobulate the snap count, and it's going to be a fumble. So just make sure he gets back there, make sure you can do some blocking, and this is all you're going to do. Just pay attention to what he does. Right there, and he'll hold a block just long enough for your slip screen to get open. Okay, do it one more time. I don't trust Gafford to block for me. Like I said, just boom, right there. Flip screen gets open. It's going to help you with your blocking. And like I said, you're going to use a speed back, shifty back in this type of situation. I wouldn't recommend using a power back, even though I like Jacobs. He's not going to be very good in the screen game. So just boom, just like that. With that extra blocker, helps you get downfield. It's more effective running it that way than opposed to running stock where you don't have that extra block. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that play. That's all you need. Alright, so the next one, I think we got 2 more plays left to go over. We have verticals, Y curl, and I think that's it. And we will be done with gun bunch. So we'll go over Y curl, over random play. Now this one's stock is going to beat a lot of coverages as is. Usually you have a 3 read concept that you're going to read on the left, and then you have a hot route adjustment that you need to get your reads on the right. So stock as is, your reads is going to be the halfback, the drag that's coming across the field, and the angle up route by Williams. Okay, so if you're only worried about those routes, What you need to do is you need to block your tight end. Okay, he's not even a factor in those routes. That little zig route, curl route, whatever the fuck he was running, is not going to matter on the side of the field that you're attacking. So you need to make sure you have an extra blocking protection. Now, if you want, you can run a delay route or a block and release or block and release cross or something. You know, give him something like that where he can just block, release, or delay fade, release fade, or something like that. So he can block for you, and if you need him to check out, he will. But like I said, square, circle, and triangle is going to be your reads, and just pay attention to the defense. Boom, 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 boom. Leave circle open. Now against cover 4, it's not always going to be. Jesus Christ, he went 3 deep, really? Okay. But like I said, square, circle, triangle is all you're going to read. Just like that. Easy, beats a lot of coverages, beats cover 2, 3, 4, even man match situations. Okay, same thing, just run it. Beats a lot, just make your read. You can throw it anywhere, you can dot the defense up. They're going to have to respect these 3 routes. Now, when they start bringing their user over there, that's when you're going to open the right side of the field up. So I'm just going to show you one more time. There's also one more thing that you can do out of here. Remember from the other formations that I showed you about moving the halfback over to the left with those routes, he'll run through the O-line. Okay? So now when he runs it, he's going to get that pull so you could throw over the top of his head a little bit better. Usually when you have those little mesh wheel routes like that, it's always more effective moving him in. Because what he's going to do, he's going to pull those hook zones under, allowing Gafford to go over the top. So if you want to do it like that, you can smart route Gafford. Okay? While he pulls those routes underneath, Gafford is going to have space to cross over the top. And he's going to lead block for you. So I'm going to show you one more time. See that route by Gafford? It's not a traditional drag. It's like a little swoop, little hump route or whatever. But you can smart route it. As long as it's in that position, you can smart route it. And it becomes like a little dig route. Okay? So if you run it like that and you move him over, he's going to suck all of those zones, that linebacker, the outside linebacker, he's going to suck them down. Okay? Williams is going to pull that safety and that corner up, and Gafford should be wide open. Now, like I said, if you're running this route, the X route's not really going to be a factor. It's not going to be a factor as much. So if you want, you can use him to block, or if you want, you can use him for a block and release. Okay, so we'll do this like that, and then motion the halfback over like that. And then just pay attention, pay attention. I made the wrong read. I should have did a block. I should have did a tight end read. But y'all kind of get the concept, you know. Trying to see if there's anything else in this formation that I use, because I want to use everything. If I'm going up against like soft squats or anything over there on the, I'll make sure I'll pick a soft squat defense. I use this play a lot against cover 2, and I use it a lot against soft squats, simply because that right side of the field is very good at attacking those types of coverages. So I'm going to show y'all exactly what I'm looking for. So we can do like a zone blitz, just so that we can isolate the soft squat over there. Alright, usually if I just run it stock, that soft squat, he's going to be jumping routes like he's fucking God mode over there. He's going to be all over everything. Now, what you want to do is manipulate him. Okay? Because he's over there by himself, you need to flood him with crossers. Now, we don't have any routes crossing where he's playing his zone. So I'm going to show you something unique about this play that you have a cross even though you're not crossing. All you're going to do is you're going to take Gafford and run an out route. Okay, you have a cross. Okay, Gafford's going to go up, Doss is going to come under him, and then Doss is going to go over him when Gafford goes out. So you switch to the defender to where he pulls to the outside. Okay, so that's all you really need to do. And if you pay attention, like I said, you can still go to this left side and run his route that way so that they still focus on that. And then R1 should be wide open against that soft squat over there if you pass lead it to the outside. Okay. The only thing is you need to make sure their safety isn't in that zone. So I would recommend running this to the short side of the field so that safety doesn't have that much space to get to the ball. Let me double check, make sure I'm saying that right. Let's see. Let's try it this way. Yeah. Just run it to the short side of the field. Anytime you're on either hash, run the bunch side to the short side of the field. Okay. So that's pretty much all you're going to need. Just run the hash to the short side of the field, just like you're going for the one play touchdown. So if you want, you can make it look like you're going for the one play touchdown. Still go through the cadence like that. And that route right there will beat cover 2. If there's any too high safeties, that will beat cover 2 and cover 4. And then the DOS route can beat the soft squat over there on the left. So I'm just going to show you. We've been beating them with the DOS route. I'm going to show you how Gafford's route gets wide open. Okay, so all we need is a route to pull zones underneath, and I think Waller's may be good enough, but we might need him to cross. So what we'll do is we'll just run a drag and show you for the purpose Gafford getting wide open. Okay, so that's how you beat soft squat defense. People that run those little cover 2 blitzes at you all damn day, and you get pissed at it because you don't know how to fucking get the dude open. That's how you get it open. Okay, so that goes over that, and I think we got one more play, and we will be done with Gun Bunch, the entire Gun Bunch, not just 4 plays. I told y'all when I do these ebooks, I'm gonna go all out. I'm gonna show you every play and every formation. So we done went over everything. We done went over the slip screen, wide curl. The last play is verticals. I'll just go random play. Now, against man coverage, usually you could run it stock, but I'm going to show you what you're going to need to do. Okay? What I would recommend doing is, because you're going deep, you're going to need an extra blocker, correct? So you make sure you block your halfback. Okay, we're not going to need his route. We're going to get a receiver to be our short route. And usually on vertical routes like this, what we want is to get the kind of separations that we need. We need an under route, and we need something to come over medium route wise, because if you run it like this, you know, people might be able to lock all that up, you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to run out route, and this is going to help us beat a lot of man matches as well. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run like a little dig concept. Okay, we're going to smart route him. Okay, so it should look like that. So we got enough people blocking for us. We got our dig route concept, and then we have our double man match manipulation going on with the verticals. So now that just doesn't attack man coverage, it also attacks zone coverage. Okay, so when I run it, I get separation on different principal levels of the field. Now don't mind that the CPU, even though I caught the ball, but when you play against a user, they're not going to be able to make all those, you know, adjustments. Now there's different ways you can run it. Okay, the next one, you might run the out route with the tight end, just like that, and smart route him, and then just have Doss over there escaping over the top, and then we just might block the tight block for that. Okay, so same thing, if you get man coverage over the top, you get that right there, you know, you can get past the zones. A lot of these are contested throws, I understand, please forgive me. It's fucking practice mode, you know how practice mode does you. Trying to see if there's any more I want to go over. The next one we're going to do is we're going to do the drag route. Okay. Now what this passing concept right here is going to split defenders. Usually I use this right here against people that use her with their middle linebacker. Okay, any linebacker users that want to try to chase routes, you're gonna fucking divide them up so bad from sideline to sideline that they're not gonna know who to defend. Then they're gonna try to defend hard flats, and once they defend hard flats, they're gonna leave that vertical route wide open. So just run it like this. Look how you got your quick flats. Will beat any zone. If it doesn't just beat a zone, it will pull zones underneath. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all again. Take Doss, run a drag, take Jacobs, motion him out, and run an out route. Just like that. Nothing else. Against every coverage in the game. Look, you got people open on sidelines. Easy passing concept. Nothing simple, nothing major. Just easy stuff that's going to get open. There's also a few unique things that I like to do out of this formation as well. Half of which being involved motioning these wheel routes. Okay, against cover 2, usually I'm going to take my tight end and motion him up. Now when I'm doing that, I definitely have to block and slide protect to the empty side. Okay. The next thing that I would probably do is take the slot route and run a faster crossing route as opposed to just a regular crosser, because that regular crosser is going to pull zones back and over, and we don't want that if we're running that route right there with Waller. Okay, so when we run it, you just want to get enough so you can possession catch on the linebacker. Okay, now sometimes they're not going to identify, so we could probably, let's say we run the drag route and then we run the vertical over the top. Okay, the only thing now is we need to take your running back and run an out route. Okay, so anytime they're playing man coverage, your first read, obviously you're going to look at Gafford and see what kind of, if he has a zone in front of him or if it's man coverage. Then you want to make sure his user isn't over there. If all of those check off, Gafford's obviously going to be your beater. But against zone coverages, you're going to look at everything that's inside the hash marks with Jacobs, Waller, and Doss. Okay, so it'd be just like this. We got man coverage over there on the outside, and just pass lead to the outside to the sideline. Okay, that's how I run my verticals. Everybody else probably just runs it different. I know you probably see people fucking using the YouTube plays, no pun intended, and just motioning him out thinking that's gonna work. It's too obvious. Don't do that. Okay, do it my way, you'll have more success. Okay, the other way that you can run this is take the zig route from the slot and then over the top with the tight end, run it like that. Okay, so now we got our levels concept and also kind of get spacing over the top. But like I said, practice mode, sometimes you keep beating them with something, they're not going to let you get over like you exactly want to. But I just thought for the purpose of this, I just needed to show y'all that. The last motion that I would go over in this formation is motioning Gafford over with his wheel route. You do not need a very high route running for this route. You know, hashtag speed receiver. That's all you really need. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to need to pull zones. So the first zone we're going to need to do is we need to pull underneath zones with a drag route, and we need to pull outside zones. Okay, so we're going to pull outside zones like that, and then we can do, next thing we need to do is we need a crosser. So it should look like that. And the only thing different that I would probably do is you could either block your tight end or you could block your halfback but the most important thing is you need a route going outside, okay? So I run it like this. So you got your out route, and usually you can find a soft spot in the defense. Nope. Don't mind that that just happened, but y'all kind of get the idea. Okay, so one more time. Run a drag route. You can run a drag or a slant, it doesn't matter. So let's try with the slant. Make sure you got an out route and block the halfback, and run another slant just like that. Like I said, you're probably gonna need aggressive one. Make sure you pull the left stick back when you throw it, so you don't throw a high point pass unintentionally. Always pull the left stick down. Okay, so let's go over it one more time. Make sure we bring the slant route over there. Slant route from the slot. Out route from the tight end. Block the halfback. Should look like that. And then just wait, and then speed kills. Usually that safety won't be back there, especially if they're usering. Okay, but I thought I should see y'all should see that. And I know this video was longer than what I had intended, but it goes over the entire gun bunch. Appreciate y'all watching. I will be releasing the next formation probably later today. Thanks.